Hi, my name is Lee. I am a 1940s themed video game streamer. I stream on Twitch once a week on Wednesday nights, and that's all after I wrap up my day job where I'm an art director for a Las Vegas steakhouse. So a lot of what I do on stream is carried over from my design background, so I make all of my own graphics, and of course this like general appreciation for film and art I try to carry on or carry out through my stream. I stream mostly either indie games or retro games, which is kind of why this aesthetic was born. I just wanted to offer something unique, and it's been really fun so far. So today I'll take you through how I get ready for my Wednesday night streams. I'll take you through the makeup process, the hair of course, and then some outfit and final touches. So let's go back to 1940, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, so before I do any foundation stuff, I do a little bit of a primer. So I use this NYX one. It's called Bear With Me. Yeah. The great thing about it is that it's good for prepping the skin and also setting the makeup, which is nice. I don't use this every time, but I'm showing you guys the max version, the max of what I would do for a stream. So set that. This I will sometimes use. I don't think I'll use it today just because I'm feeling oily. No, I'm feeling dry, so I won't use this. This tends to make me drier, but this is the Erno Laszlo Shake It Tinted Skin Treatment. It's nice. It's basically like a primer, and it's good for people with really oily skin. So I'll hop straight into foundation.
Oh.
I like this stuff.
Is that Fenty?
It is Fenty.
Oh.
It's the Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint. And it's nice. It's really easy to use, and you can just use your hands. I'm pretty minimal with my makeup tools. There was a part in my life where I was very maximalist. And then I was like, I don't need half this stuff. And I had this like, jar with all these brushes that I never used. So I like to use things that I can use my hands with, or very minimal, like multi-use brushes. So I don't add too much. I've been watching a lot of like Korean beauty skincare videos or like makeup tutorials by the pros, you know, the ones who do like K-pop idol makeup.
Yeah.
And part of what makes their skin look so nice is that they might wear a lot of makeup, but they apply it in very thin layers.
Right.
Like many, many thin layers. So I try to emulate that as best as I can. I'm no like Espa or anything like that, but you know, it's the beauty of learning things on the internet.
Yeah, and it's fun to experiment too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It really is. When everything is in black and white, you don't really see pigmentation. Like you can't even see my freckles on stream. So that's kind of the litmus test for me. If I can't see my freckles, I don't need to wear that much base makeup.
That's good.
Yeah, especially for like, I'm putting makeup on at 7 p.m. for this thing, you know?
Yeah.
So just enough to make things even. And then the only other thing to consider, right, is when everything is in black and white, you just need to make sure that the way that the light hits your face will be as even as possible. So where there's a lot of shadow in my face, so under my eyes, my nose has a lot of pigmentation, it just needs to be even, and that's it.
I see.
I don't even need to bring it down to my neck because, again, you don't see color, right? So
yeah,
it doesn't have to happen there.
What a concept.
Right? The first couple times I streamed, I looked like I was going to go out to like a ball.
Yeah.
It was
layered on.
Yeah, and then I realized it was a diminishing returns scenario. Yeah. Depending on how bad my eye bags are that day, I'll just do a little bit where the bag meets my skin. Okay. Again, just to eliminate shadow.
Yeah. And
that's really it.
That's the NARS soft.
Yes. This is the...
Too.
Oh, do you like it?
I love it.
Isn't it so easy to use?
Yeah. I love how it feels, the texture of it.
Mm-hmm. And it can work on anything, right? Like you can use it to cover up acne, you can use it to cover up like dark spots or to contour if you have several colors, right?
Yeah.
I like having one that I use for everything. I only really contour with powders because again, my skin is particular, so I can't introduce a bunch of cream product as much as I want to. Like the Merit Beauty Sticks, like those stick things, beautiful, I wish. But yeah, that's pretty good. Only other thing I cover is I have this like vein on my nose.
Funny.
It's like a shrimp vein, you know, the back of a shrimp.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You gotta remove it.
Yeah.
We've talked about shrimp like way too much today.
I love seafood.
Oh yeah, you like shrimp.
I love seafood so much.
Since today will be a longer day, I will put some primer around my eyes and my eyebrows.
Oh, brows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because if you can tell, or as you can see, I have really short eyebrows. So at this point in the arch, my natural brow goes down like this. So I remove the bottom part so that it's more lifted. And it just fits my face shape better. So a lot of the drawing happens in the outer part of my brow.
Yeah.
And also when we reference 1940s specifically style eyebrow makeup, it's very, very soft. So the brows are thin and they're not ultra defined.
Yeah.
Once you get to the 50s, they become way more arched and defined. If you go back earlier than the 40s, so 20s and 30s, you get the true flapper eyebrow, right? Where it's like this.
Yeah.
I thought about doing that, but I'm not ready to shave the front part of my eyebrows yet. So until then, this is what we're doing.
Yeah. And the primer keeps the brow pencil on, which is genius.
And if you use powders, it does the same thing too, right? So, and especially when you see the hair down, if any of your hair is partially covering the eye, you run the risk of it rubbing off.
Right.
So putting primer there is essential. I do this even for my regular makeup, my everyday makeup.
Yeah.
So just right here, and then just the outer corner of the eye also. I clearly need a re-up. It's almost out.
Primer potion, right?
Yeah. I think I've been using this for literally a decade. I think everyone has.
Yeah.
Do you have a primer you like that rivals this?
I mean, the Too Faced makes one too, but the Urban Decay one's like the classic. You used to come in a genie bottle.
I know, I missed that one. Except people were doing these crazy hacks to get the rest of the product out, where they would cut it open.
Decant it in a way. Because it's a waste of product when it's stuck in the bulbous part, right?
Yeah, but it was such a pretty bottle.
Right,
Really
yeah.
was. This was a good compromise. Good job, Urban Decay.
Yeah.
Great job. Love this stuff. Love it. Okay, so that's it. And then at this point, this is where it starts to get really unstructured. So I will typically, sometimes I'll do the contour at this stage, sometimes I'll do it at the end, depending on how I'm feeling that day.
Yeah.
Trying to see what I would start with. I'll do the eyes first.
Yeah.
I think that eyes are the central, like the focal part of any, face or, composition or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's good to do the eyes first, see how all the value is rendering, right? Like if the eyes makeup is really dark, you want to match all the rest of that to that.
Right.
So I'll do eyes first, eyebrows, lips, and then I'll do all of the face stuff to suit all the intensity of everything else. I always curl my eyelashes first. I'm not sure if you guys have seen one of these, but they're compact curlers.
There's a thing on the bottom too.
Yeah, so this is a spare rubber.
Oh,
So
nice.
once this starts to wear off, you can replace it. So I use this instead of the traditional big scissor kind because, again, my eyes are small and they're kind of deep set. Like my cheekbone is higher than my eye, and I need it to get really close.
Yeah.
So I use one of these.
Nice.
Yeah, so you do this little flip thing.
Super cute.
And it has a spring in it, and that is the mechanism. I do this step first also because once the eyeliner is on, I don't want to remove it with the curler. Yeah. After that, I do the eyeliner. So this is a little bit different from my regular routine. I try to remind myself of that because everything needs to be way more exaggerated than real life. Yeah. So I try not to have a crisis about it. When I see myself in the mirror, I'm like, It is a little costumey. So I try to make it flattering to my own eye shape first. Yes, this is a 1940s themed stream or themed content, but I still want it to be flattering according to my face shape.
Right.
And while I'm doing this, I guess I can explain why I'm doing this in the first place. So earlier in the year, I watched a movie called In the Mood for Love.
Yes.
Wong Kar-wai, amazing movie.
Yeah.
It's 1960s technically, but I was so moved by this really specific representation of Asian women in an era piece like that. Mm-hmm. And interestingly enough, cheongsams and that kind of fit, it's a little bit romanticized. And it was really only happening in either Hong Kong or Shanghai. But it's what stuck with us, and we think it's a beautiful period to emulate.
Right.
Because that movie was made in the year 2000.
Yeah.
So that kind of got this ball rolling for me of, I realized we don't see a lot of Asian women in this like 1940s, 30s, 50s, 20s representation. And I was like, why can't I do it?
Yeah.
And I like that it's a combination of being like East and West, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the whole thing about the cheongsam or the qipao. When it became the national dress of China in the 30s, just about, when I watched this documentary about it, they said it was an attire that was neither East nor West. And I like that it was something that lived in between both worlds.
Yeah.
And as an Asian American, I feel like I live in both worlds. So.
Right, yeah, of course.
Anyway, that's the whole story behind.
How many do you own?
Cheongsams?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the crazy thing. I have to get them custom made if I want any.
Yeah.
Just because our body proportions are so different from the way women used to be in that time period.
Yeah.
And so most of the time I just wear the top.
No.
Just the top.
And the pajama bottoms?
And the sweats. I have tried. I went to a vintage qipao shop here in Pasadena.
Yeah.
And I tried them on and I almost ripped them. I couldn't get them
the proportions are whack, huh?
They were just so streamlined, women back then.
Yeah.
And like I go to the gym, I intentionally try to change my proportions, I guess. So
yeah.
It's no surprise that I almost ripped them.
Damn.
It's okay. I tried not to cry about it.
And like Vietnamese people have a similar thing. They call it áo dài. So it's like the similar silhouette, but you wear pants underneath.
Oh.
Like really long, slinky pants.
I've seen those, yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, ever since I was a kid, like I've never been able to fit one.
Why?
Because they're always like, they're so straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like, the body shapes are so straight. You either have to custom like make one or get one and then alter it,
Yeah. A lot of my clothes end up having to be altered anyway, but I imagine you've taken trips back to Vietnam, right?
Yeah.
So you could probably have them made.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Like having a qipao here made is so expensive.
I've had the pants made, but I feel like they're almost like wishful thinking too, because they'll like cinch it in even more. So by the time you try it, and you're like, what? Like I did not gain weight in the last 2 days.
It just makes you feel terrible about yourself.
Yeah. And when you do the liner, what shape do you aim for?
So I do like again, my ultimate goal with how I want to present is not being so era specific and so like committed to that. I want it to be flattering to me and customizing it to my face. So my goal when I do my eyeliner is to enlarge the eye, because if I did traditional like 1950s style pinup makeup, I feel like I would be doing this whole effort a disservice, right? Like my goal is to represent Asian women in a period where, we're only seeing, white women. And if I did the traditional cat eye, that wouldn't be very flattering for my face.
Right, yeah.
So I do more of a puppy liner. Puppy liner is when it lays down. So it follows the shape of my eye. So my eyes are quite curved like this.
Yeah.
And so instead of flicking upwards, I follow the shape of the eye downwards.
Oh, okay.
And then I balance it out with a little bit of bottom liner down here. It makes my eye a little bit wider, like height-wise.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to go this way.
Right,
I'm not going for a fox look. I'm going for a puppy look.
Yes, gotcha.
Yes, the puppies. I think this became really popular because of K-pop idols.
What the heck? I'm learning so much.
Do you watch any like K-beauty style?
Well, like whenever it happens, like whenever someone happens to pop up on like the Vogue, Get Ready With Me, that kind of thing, I'll watch it. And I love watching Asian women do their makeup. Like, Pony?
Yeah, she's so talented.
I haven't seen a video from her in forever.
She's probably like, I've made my millions, I'm done.
Right, yeah. But like, I've learned so much from her. And she's, obviously she's Asian, so like, yeah. I feel like the way that she contours and everything, it's like, it opens up a whole new spectrum for Asian women.
Yeah, because our faces are built so differently.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
And for a long time, all we had were references for how to sculpt you know, a person who had higher cheekbones or a more defined hollow, things like that, or more defined jaw.
Yeah.
And then we all ended up looking sunburnt for no reason.
Yeah, or you can see the stripes. And yeah. Like, it doesn't make sense.
No. And now it's nice because we have this representation and people who are successful enough in the Asian beauty space that we can learn from, which is so nice.
Yeah.
I just did my top liner. I used this Heroin Make Prime Liquid Liner. I try not to use a black eyeliner ever. It's just too intense for my face.
Oh, okay.
So I use brown eyeliners. So I've used this one. It's waterproof. It's perfect. It has a really fine tip too, which is nice. And then for my bottom liner, I use a waterproof pencil liner from Sephora, also brown. And this I use just to extend this bottom portion so that my eye isn't too top heavy. Because again, it's not flattering for my face shape. So I continue this outer third line inward, and then I use my finger to brush it out. Because it's the stream though, I will make it darker, but this is how I do my daily makeup as well.
You're not hitting the waterline, are you?
No,
just the left
so
line. Yeah.
You can tell it's as if I've left a blank space here to give the illusion that the whites of my eyes extend to that area.
Right.
And you'll also notice I don't do bottom mascara either for that same reason. It's to give the illusion that the eye is taller than it actually is. Did you know that all those like Victorian era like portraits, or like, you know, well into the 1930s where their waists looked really tiny, you know that they were photoshopping technically? They'd photograph a lady in a corset, of course, but against a very flat background, and the photographer would take a little blade and shave off part of her waist to make her look thinner. Yeah. So to some degree, you know, we're always like, oh, back then women had insane proportions, but they were photoshopping. We just didn't know it.
What the heck? Man, that's a bummer.
I know. It's okay. We've all, you know, women have had body struggles for forever, it seems. Okay.
Yeah.
So the last part of the eyeliner step is I'll use a grayish style, like very thin gray eyeliner to extend my crease.
Oh, okay.
So we can do it before and after too, so you can see this eye versus this eye. So my crease will end about here, and I want it to get closer to where I've made this wing. So I'll very lightly extend that so my eye looks larger.
Wow.
It makes a big difference, right? Yeah. It's crazy.
Wow.
It is crazy. I'll use the same pencil liner just to tight line so that there isn't that weird gap. But that's really it.
Nice.
So tight lining, I will bring it usually all the way in into the corner. I don't do that on a regular basis, but because when I do my stream, I'll do a 3/4 view. It's good to see definition going all the way into the inner corner.
Gotcha.
So I've done both sides of eyeliner now. We're good to go. So I'm going to do mascara next. After mascara, I'll do the falsies.
Fun.
I'll do the falsies. And then after that, we'll do eyebrows, I said, right? Yeah, eyebrows. Okay. Like the eyeliner, I use Heroin Make. This is an Asian girly favorite.
Yeah.
It holds a curl really well. It has fibers in it, so it elongates your lashes too. So even when I use this outside of streaming, it's great. You can build it up really well, depending on how anal you are about your eyelashes.
Yeah.
But because I'm wearing falsies and because it's streaming, I'm not going to put way too much on because it's also harder to take off at the end of the night. But it comes off really well with any kind of makeup remover. So people who are afraid of using waterproof eyelashes, I implore you, give love another shot. It's not that hard, I promise.
Give love another shot.
Because like eyes have a lot of moisture in them, right? And you know, at any moment you could cry. So I've never understood that, right? Like, why wouldn't you wear a waterproof mascara?
Yeah, I guess so.
But the struggle is that it's hard to take off, right?
I have oily eyelids, so
you do?
Like, waterproof is fantastic for.
Oh, what do you use then?
Well, right now I'm using Glossier's Lash Slick.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm using a combination of that, and then Prada has one called, I think it's called the Prada Scope, but that one rubs everywhere. So what I do is put the Prada Scope down first because it has a little fibers also, which is fantastic. So put that down first, let it set, then put the Lash Slick on top. Only on days when I'm wearing mascara.
How do you decide which days to wear mascara? Like, what is a mascara day?
a mascara day is a day where I'm seeing a lot of people, or if I just have extra time, you know?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Your skin is so nice, by the way. I remember the first time I saw your skin, I was like, oh my God, it's so nice.
Your skin's nice. Well, thank you.
I put mascara on, and then I want a more defined look, so I do this thing where I pinch my eyelashes to form clusters. Oh. And I learned how to do this because I was in Japan last year, and I was very rudely staring at this girl on a train. And I noticed her eyelashes they looked like manga lashes. And I looked really hard to see if they were fake. But they were hers, and she just pinched them. So I do the same thing.
So she was in the process of doing that?
No, she was just standing there. I was just analyzing her makeup like a creep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I pinched my eyelashes, so they're more defined now. It was like spiky look, which I really want for the front part especially. This is a good segue into brows. So I use this for both defining my crease area, just so that there's some shadow, and then I use the same stuff for my eyebrows. So this is the Can Make Perfect Multi-Eyes. It's a palette that has 5 different colors. I've hit pan, quote unquote hit pan.
Dang, that's nice.
Yeah. I need to re-up on this before she disappears, but I'll use the darker colors just on the crease to add a little bit of dimension there. So I'll mix these two usually with a little sponge applicator, try not to overcomplicate it. And then where I drew that crease line, I will just add a little bit of color.
Oh, when you do a little swing.
Yeah, just a little bit, just to follow this, and then to add more visual weight to the outer corner of my eye, because my eyes are closer set. So it's, again, just working with your natural eye shape instead of being like, oh, you know, ladies in the 50s did their makeup this way.
Yeah. So I know you were watching YouTube, but how did you discover like the 1940s aspect of how to do this and then do it your own way, I guess?
It was a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
There were streams where, if you watch my streams, there are streams where I look more like I'm from that period, and streams where I look way less. And what I came to is that I wanted to find a middle ground, because again, the central theme of duality, neither too modern, neither too old, is kind of the goal I'm going for. So there are certain things that I keep to maintain the 1940s look. It's mostly in the hair, because again, when I'm streaming, I'm like this big on someone's screen, right?
Yeah.
So it's the overall silhouette versus the details for me. And again, because it's in black and white, a lot of it disappears anyway. So the big things that people will see or notice in that 1940s styling are going to be your hair, your outfit, and your lips. And I think if you focus on those things, you have room to play everywhere else.
Yeah.
So I'd rather not, shave my eyebrows off, for example. As fun as that sounds.
Yeah. What a concept.
Yeah. I mean, like, look, the platform itself is already something very modern, right? So streaming is such a digital experience. And part of why I wanted to do this or offer this to an audience is, how can we bridge the gap between something that's old and new? Again, that's like the duality piece, right?
Yeah.
In a way that's still interesting. The funny thing is, I had this thought. I was like, okay, if we're doing all this work to feel era appropriate in terms of aesthetics, should I change my personality?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No.
And I thought about that for a long time, and I decided that I didn't want to, because it would be inauthentic to me.
Yeah.
And so where can I introduce other elements? So the music I play on streams is more 1940s, like film noir.
Yeah.
But I don't want to change my personality. So I keep this.
Yeah.
And then I figure out where the contrast is in the rest of the production.
Yeah. I just couldn't imagine you
with a transatlantic accent.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
What do you mean, sir?
Yeah. You got Maxie. I couldn't do it. And again, I also...
keep it up too.
I know, for forever and ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I just decided, like, that's not where we're doing that. Okay, so this I might darken later on. Part of the process, too, is I'll do all this makeup in front of a mirror, and then I will go on stream and check how the contrast is going, and then I'll add more off camera.
Oh, smart. Okay.
Yeah. So I just start here. Okay, cool. So that was the crease. So I'll start my eyebrows now. Using the same exact palette, I fill in the front part of my brow first. That's where I have the most hair, so I'm not as worried about it. And then I fill in the tail after that, which I think will require more explanation. But again, like I said earlier, there's not a lot of intensity in the brows for 1940s style brows. And especially for Asian American or for Asian women during that time period. So I've looked at a bunch of their photos too, and they were for the most part quite natural looking. Because you also have to think about the like socio-political considerations of that time. So there were Chinese immigrants in America at that time, but they were definitely the working class. Yeah. So you never would have seen them glammed up like this in any portraiture of them. So part of this is a hybrid of what did exist and then what is, you know, probably more realistic. Yeah. So again, finding places for duality or those elements to live together. So I take the two lightest shades. Because I'm streaming, I'll go darker a little bit. I just fill in the front part. This is where I feel, I try not to spend too much time on the makeup. Because again, it all gets washed out. Just to fill in, because my eyebrow hair is quite dark, right? Just to make it look a little bit softer, I like using a powder. There was a time in my life where I only did pencil and it was just way too intense. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So I don't do any pencil in the front of the brow because I have a lot of brow hair there, so it's fine. And then I use two types of pencils for the outer part of my eyebrows. So I use the Benefit Precisely My Brow. Yeah. I use it too.
Or I just ran out, but I like that one a lot.
I know you like Benefit too. I'm also a big Benefit girly. But this one is running out. It's pretty dramatic. There's like nothing left. So I only use it to sculpt the shape of the bottom. Yeah. And then I fill in the rest very lightly with this one. It's, I think it's Japanese. It's called Deja Vu Natural Lasting Eyebrow. And this has a more natural tone. Yeah. So I found that American brands with eyebrow pencils, I think when they make brunette colored eyebrow pencils, they have a lot of orange in them. And typically Asian brands will have more gray in them, which tends to blend in with like our hair and skin better. Yeah. Okay, so I'll draw the bottom line first with whatever I have left of this pencil. Yeah. So I'll start usually here and define the arch going outwards. I'll show you what that looks like. Because I'm streaming, I will usually make my eyebrows really long. So in real life, this looks insane. On stream, it looks like I have eyebrows. So just gotta trust the process, I guess. That's the shape that I'm going for. Again, in my real life, I'll stop like here. Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's really exaggerated. So to me, this is the compromise for that like 1920s brow. Fun. So that's the shape. Same thing here. Trying to make sure that they're even. This is the part that makes me feel most like a clown.
I hate doing my brows.
I know.
I love watching other people do their brows.
Have you tried microblading?
Yes.
How do you like that?
Like very, very, very early on, I have a friend who was in cosmetic school at the time, or cosmetology school, and she was studying how to do that, right? So then I did it under her, and it was at the very beginning, and it did not look good, and it turned purple pretty quickly afterwards, and then red.
Because it's a tattoo, right?
Yeah, and I remember like I cut bangs to cover the healing process too. However, I mean, times have changed, and I know people who do it, and it looks amazing right away.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so but this is like when I was 23 or something. Oh, 23, 24.
It's so improved now. Yeah, it's like false eyelash extensions back then. You also used to look insane, but now you can get a really natural set.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so once I draw the bottom, I fill in the rest with this one. Again, super light, right? Like, emulating the direction of the hairs of the front part of my brow. And funny enough, I know this is the part you were the most interested in. This is the part where I'm like, honestly, as long as they're on,
oh my God.
we're good. So after that, we can move on to eyelashes.
Yes.
Here they are.
Beautiful.
After a lot of trial and error, I decided that this was the right density and shape for me. And I'll explain a little bit about how I cut them according to what I think looks good for my eyes.
Yeah.
This is one of those parts of the makeup process that do acknowledge era appropriate style. If you look at pictures of Marilyn Monroe in the 1940s and 1950s, a lot of the lash density was in the outer corner of her eyes, and her makeup artist was really talented. He kind of defined the style of eye makeup specifically for her to make her eyes look really sultry and as if she was always half shut. So he would put a lot of the lashes on the outer corner to give her eyes that intentionally droopy, dreamy, sexy effect.
Yeah.
And then he would draw shadows underneath to exaggerate that further, that kind of half-closed look. Yeah. I don't think that looks good on my face, but I do like that the concentration of the lash is on the outer corner. So that's different from the way I would do my makeup.
Yeah.
So when I put these on, you'll see that it starts out here.
Okay.
And instead of following my own eye shape, so my eye will go down this way, right?
Yeah.
My eyeliner goes this way. I will start here halfway through my eye, and then where I lay down the lash, it's at the very top. So it doesn't follow my actual lash line.
Cool.
That way it gives my eye this kind of like enlarged, enhanced look that is denser on the outer corners. I'll use ones that I've already cut before. I cut off about maybe ½ inch of lash because again, my eyes are smaller and we're only focusing it on the outside. So the lash ends up being about this long. And I like a lash that has a tapered front. That way it blends in with my own eyelashes pretty well.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. So I will use this Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive. So I focus most of the glue on the outer corners also so that it sticks. But again, I'm only wearing this for a couple hours, so I'm not worried about it being windproof or anything like that. So I just wait until it dries down a little bit more. So again, I start kind of at the halfway mark. And then instead of following the natural curve of my eye, I will make it straighter. So I just kind of do my best. You know, that is about where I can adjust it.
Yeah.
And then I take my hand and then I move the outer one when it doesn't get stuck to my real lashes. Okay. So I'll move it down this way. That looks crazy.
It's a lot of positioning.
It is, yeah. But it makes a big difference for sure, because again, I'm doing this angle on stream. It's a lot of this because I'm looking at the video game, right?
Yeah.
So the silhouette is more important than the details. Yeah. So because it fans out this way and it's further away from my face, you can see the silhouette of my eye better. I should also mention, the angle that I placed the eyelash down was kind of upward. That way the eyelash doesn't sink down throughout the day. And then the last step with this, yeah, that looks good. The last step is I just try to combine it with my regular eyelashes by very gently pressing them together.
Wow.
Very gently.
It's like a meditation.
A ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that, you know, that's fine. That's fine for me. The lashes are done. I'm just gonna go back in and touch up the eyeliner because now the lashes are really dark and I know where else to fill in to complete the line.
That's a black one, right?
This one's a darker one, yes.
Oh, okay.
Because the eyelashes are, it's the same brand, by the way, it's that Heroine brand, but it's the blacker brown between the two, so still brown. But the lash hairs themselves are black.
Yeah.
None of this technically matters color-wise, but when you're streaming, it's all about value, right? Because everything's in black and white.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
So I just want to match the value of the darkness of the liner. I'll do the lips next, and then we'll do cheek stuff.
Yes.
Yay, okay. So this is where things get wacky. It really depends on how I'm feeling that day.
Fun.
Today I will do a full red bold lip, like a dark lip, and I'll explain some of the methodology too and some of the trial and error stuff I've done too. So as you can imagine, when you stream, you're talking quite a bit, and so it's really easy for your lips to get dried out, for the product to pill. I'm not blessed with the kind of lips that don't have any lines and creases, so because I have a ton of them, I have to be really intentional about when I want to wear a liquid lip, for example. But I'll explain some of the techniques that help your lips look really good on stream. Some of them don't translate well in real life, but it does kind of shape the lip in a really nice way. Also paying attention to your own natural lip shape. You know, do what makes the most sense for you. So I know with my lips, they're pretty even in size. My bottom lip is a little bit bigger than my top lip. So what I want to do is equal that out or even it out as much as I can. So I actually don't overline my bottom lip at all. I only overline the top lip and only up here at the Cupid's bow. And then I emphasize the corners with a darker pencil. So I'll show you that. Oh,
sweet. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just going to line my top lip.
Yeah.
This is MsMoxieLee's.
Aww.
Yeah, kitten. Yeah, I know, Michelle Pham.
Yeah. Cute.
Again, the colors don't matter here because it's going to be in black and white. So I really just find something that matches the value of your lips.
Is MsMoxieLee's... No, yeah, that's still a brand. Okay, good. Yeah.
I think she's acting more as a creative director for it than like business side of stuff.
Yeah. She'll always have a place in my heart.
I know. She's like the original makeup big sister.
Yeah, totally.
I still remember when she had released this video about using hot cocoa powder as bronzer, and I remember being a teenager and being like, that sounds great. Let's do it.
I'm on board.
Yeah, until Too Faced released a hot cocoa bronzer. Do you remember that?
Oh my gosh.
And it smelled so good. Like the chocolate bar eyeshadow palette.
Oh, it smells extra sugary.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I still have that bronzer.
Oh my god. Would you ever do like a throwback old favorites, like advent of YouTube video?
I would love to. Like
with all your expired makeup.
Well, yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
The Maybelline Dream at Mousse.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the drugstore stuff too.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Or like those Maybelline like super shiny eyeshadows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the ones that came with a little twist off.
Right.
lid.
Gosh, those are fun.
Okay, so I've overlined my top lip a little bit, and I'm gonna go further on the outer corners. So what I mean by that is my natural lip will stop here, and I'll go out a little bit more and make kind of a triangular shape.
Yeah.
And I'll tilt it upwards a little bit because I kind of want to look like I'm always smiling a little.
Yeah, cute, yeah.
Which, you know, if you look at all of these pinup photos, they're always smiling. That's pinup specifically. Pinup is like 1950s onward.
Yeah.
Earlier than that, you're looking at like portraits, and those tend to be a little bit more moody or serious. But
I see.
For the tone of my stream, I'm entertaining technically.
Yeah.
So I want to look like I'm happy.
Yeah. You said that you're doing like a red lip.
I'm gonna do a dark red lip.
Yeah, but the liner is more true to your own pigment.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Mostly because it's not gonna matter too much once this is on. This is really just to give me the shape that I want, and then I will build on top of that. I tried variations where I blur it out. I tried variations where I start with a darker lip liner. And ultimately, it all ends up looking the same. So
yeah.
It's like, honestly, whatever I feel like doing that day.
Yeah.
This I want to share with you, actually. So this is my new, I think, discovery for this year that I really like. So it's the Too Faced Lip Injection Lip Shaper. And it's a lip liner that has a plumping effect.
What the?
So if you use it like at your Cupid's bow, it'll make that area like puffy.
Yeah.
The only reason why I wouldn't lead with this for stream is because it runs out, right? Like what makes your lip look more plump is the cinnamon or the natural irritant in it. And, you know, 3 hours into the stream, it's over.
Yeah.
So I usually just use it for the color, but not really for the plumping effect. But in real life, it looks great.
Oh my gosh, I'm just realizing now that your streams are, 5 hours you said?
Like 4.5 max.
Yeah. And it starts at 9, so you're going like way past midnight.
Yes, my bedtime. She does suffer.
Yeah. Damn.
I try to keep it shorter, but sometimes there's a lot of momentum already going on in the chat, and you also have to like cater your content to your audience a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So like if you know that your audience likes to watch, at midnight because they're going to bed, then that's when I'm streaming typically.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so this I'm just using to define the bow. Yeah, and that's fine.
Dang.
I'll usually do a little bit, I'll go back and forth with the pencils. So I'm gonna go back with this kitten one. Yeah. So a little time has passed and now it's feeling puffy, so that's nice. Okay, this is where it really depends on how.
You know what? Yeah.
You notice, right?
Oh.
It works.
Yeah, it totally works. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's if you...
Sold.
I know. Like, I don't really want to do, like, lip fillers at this point in my life. So it's a nice, like, if I wanted to for a day, I could.
And you said it lasts, like, 3 hours?
Just about, yeah. 2 hours, 3 hours.
Good to know.
If you don't wipe it off. They have more natural colors, too, but I have 3 because I was like, I want all the colors.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like to lay down a base first that matches the value of my lips again. So again, back to McCosmetics. They have these Phantom blurs. Have you tried these?
Oh, Maddie has them.
Oh.
So I've tried, like, I've swatched hers. And they always look good on her, so.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they have a nice shade range, too.
Yeah.
So I'll mix them. I have 2 colors. I have Truffle and Chateau. Mm-hmm. It'll probably be Chateau today, but I'll just use both because why not? So this one is a grayer color, and I'll use it just to fill in the value between the liner and my actual lip.
So a very light pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you can layer it on. And something too.
Dang, nice.
Is that I don't really put it over here, right where my lips meet. Because when I'm talking a lot, it'll break up.
Yeah.
So I just skip that area entirely, and then I'll just put something more hydrating there later on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So value-wise, we're getting closer.
Yeah.
Which is nice. So I'll do like a medium. This is what I would do on a stream day where I don't want to commit to the full liquid lip, and then I'll do the full liquid lip for you guys too. Okay, so I just laid down Truffle. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do Chateau next, just so you guys can see the color. Sometimes I'll just leave it at this, and then do a stream with a lighter lip. So I've altered the shape of my lips to look a lot more era specific too. Like my Cupid bow is not nearly this defined, and my lips are not this long either. But so as the finisher for the lip shape in general, this is where I take that same eyeliner I used for my crease, and I will extend my top lip on the sides.
It works like a shadow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a shadow. It's like contouring your lip, but only in the corners. So that line I drew earlier with the lip pencil, I'll follow that. So kind of upward like that. And then I'll fill it in. See, look at the difference.
Wow.
that makes.
Totally.
In real life, I would blend that in, but because it won't pick up, it's fine. And then same on the other side.
What a difference it makes.
Right? These like subtle alterations.
Cute.
So I could stop there, but today I'll go hard in the paint. We'll do a liquid lip. So I have this one by Fenty Beauty. It is called Underdog. It's the Stunna lip paint. I like this because the applicator has a really nice shape, and if you put a thin enough layer, it's really comfortable for a liquid lip. So it's kind of like a unique doe foot, huh?
Yeah, totally. Like a figure 8 almost.
Yeah, it is. It's like an hourglass doe foot.
Yeah.
So my focus is usually the Cupid's bow. That's the most important focal part of the lip to me. So I'll start there. So for the bottom part of my lip, I just blend it in with my finger. That way it looks like it goes towards the center of my mouth, but not fully, so it's not too thick.
Nice.
That's the top lip. I have done this where I don't put anything on my bottom lip and just do the top lip. I think that looks more cartoonish.
Oh.
But today I'll do both.
Funny that you've done both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just to see, because part of the fun in this, right, is trying different things and then seeing what you end up liking more, what you want to change. It makes me feel like a different person entirely. And that's the beauty of makeup, right?
Yeah. It's so fun.
Again, I'll put usually something hydrating in the middle, like Clinique's Black Honey, if you got that, because it's comfortable. But yeah. I forgot it's like over there, so I'll just use this one by Glossier. It is, what is this called?
Jet? No.
Cachet is the color. I just don't know what kind of product it is. It doesn't say.
Oh my gosh, I should know.
Ultra
this.
Lip.
Yes. It's like pop quiz for someone who works with Glossier for so freaking long.
Last thing I do is I just fix the edges. I don't do anything crazy, like I know some people will take concealer and fix the edge, but
I was just gonna say, I'm like, are you gonna do that?
The base was already so minimal that would make my lips look too intense, I think. So there we go. All right, so the last step is just complexion related and contouring.
Yeah. Right.
So I actually contour heavier when I do stream makeup versus when I do my makeup in real life, just because, again, the shadows are important. So depending on how oily I am, I usually use one of these two powders. So there's the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I use minis because I don't powder very often. And then I also have this one. It's the By Terry Hyaluronic Pressed Hydro Powder. This is more mattifying than the Hourglass one, so I'll use this. And it's just so much more convenient that it's pressed and that it's in a tin. So that's what it looks like.
You can travel with it.
Yeah, and it's really convenient. So I'm just gonna do it lightly on my T-zone, and anywhere I plan to put a lot of contour powder. That way it doesn't like grab onto that. I'll set my eyebrows too, so that I don't rub them off when I eventually do my hair. Eventually. So just a little bit. The nose too. This is where I contour the most, the nose. The contouring is special in that this took me some time to figure out what would work best for my face specifically. For the face contour, I only use two brushes, one for finer details like my nose and my eye area under my lip, and then a bigger one for the perimeter of my face, under my chin, and then this part of my cheeks, which will be weird to explain, but we'll do it. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my nose. I like to define, so let me explain. So this is the Too Cool Art Class by Rodin. They have a couple of different shades, but this one I've been using for a while and it's fine. Here, let me cover them here.
Oh, there's a bunch of different shades.
Yeah, there's a lighter one, a grayer one, and a bronzer one. I tend to dip between these two. The gray one is really nice for giving you natural shadows because shadows are gray, they're not bronze. So I'll usually do the center color.
Yeah.
And then I put on this tiny flat brush, which is nice for shading my nose the way I like to shade it. So I'll start up here where my eyebrow meets my nose bridge, and I'll just do this sweeping motion to kind of accentuate the roundness of that part of my eye. I actually have a lot of definition in that area already, or a lot of pigment, so it's not that obvious. But I do it anyway just so that it blends in with the rest of the nose. do the other side.
We switched the camera angle because I'm getting like a little bit of a sunbeam, and I want to really capture this, like the shadows that the contour that you're putting on.
Yes. Okay. Cool. So I was just contouring this part of my eye, right, where the eyebrow meets the nose bridge. I'm going to go a little heavier than I normally would in my natural contour, and I'll even use the darker color using that flat brush. Most of the contouring on my nose specifically does not happen here. It happens down here.
Oh, okay.
And that's because I want to lift up my nose a little bit and make it look rounder and smaller. And I like my natural nose shape, but I feel like it does make a big difference in this sort of like near cartoon kind of look I'm going for in streaming. So I usually start down here, following the natural shape of my nose to some degree, and then going higher so that it looks like my nose is more tilted upward. So I'll fill this entire area in with that gray color, and also a little bit on the nostrils, right? You don't want this like big patch of dark just in the center.
Wow. Instant.
Yeah, it's like an instant nose lift. But again, the color doesn't matter as much, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Just nice. So, and then a little bit of this sort of like tapered effect, so it goes down this way.
Yeah.
A little bit of a V shape right at the tip of my nose. Okay, and then the only other part that I really contour is the sides of my nose. Again, a lot of the stream happens like this, so I'm going to very slowly so that my nose appears more like a triangle shape versus like this blob on screen. Just adding definition so people can see my nose.
Wow, it's like watercolor.
Yeah, there it is. And then other side, same thing. I would be really careful when you're doing this kind of contouring IRL though, because it can make your nose look really dark really fast, but streaming is quite forgiving. Cameras are forgiving. So I'm imagining there's a triangle here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm filling in.
Wow.
Yeah, that looks good to me. And then the last thing I do just to make it all look right is I'll add a little bit here across the nose bridge.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, give me like a button nose. Okay, that's the nose contour. And then I add a little bit under the lip, just so that my bottom lip looks heavier.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little. Again, that could look wild when you're doing this in your life, but
if you're in like direct sunlight, maybe.
But so forgiving, and the stream is late at night too, so it's fine.
Yeah.
The last thing is the jaw and cheeks.
Yeah.
So I'll do the traditional like perimeter. We end up having to revisit the hairline once the hair is done, so I'll talk about that later. But the way I contour my face is I don't do the hollows at all. I don't want to emphasize the hollows. I think it makes me look gaunt, so I just focus on defining the shape of my face. So that's mostly under and on the jawline. So when I'm turned to the side, you get a lot of definition here.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling really fancy, I'll add an extra dark eyeshadow right here to give me more of this shape. But I do that once the hair is done.
Yeah.
I have a lot of pigment in my cheeks already, like especially if it's warmer out. But for streaming, I will put some on just to give the cheeks some shape.
I see.
So this is also very traditional for like 1920s style makeup. You got like the round kind of blush shape.
Yeah.
Typically at night, I'm not as flush because it's cooler. So this might not look exactly correct on camera, but I'll do it anyway. So I will use typically a very dark blush because again, we're working with values, right? This is where the clown comes in. But I use this blush called Cheek Fluff by Half Magic. I think you can find it at Ulta. And the shade is Magic Brownie. For my skin tone, this is a little too terracotta-y, browny, but I like the value. It's really dark. It's a dark blush, which I want for it to show up. So I take a brush. If you have a rounder brush, that's great. That way you can really focus the product. But this is like a Sephora VIB gift from one year.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, like the birthday gift.
Cute.
So I just dab that on here, and then I focus the product only right here. Like I'm going for like baby face kind of a look. And it'll also tell me where to put the contour. So the tricky thing is that like wearing a dark lip like this with like bright blush looks like it could be too much in real life, but with the camera it looks correct. I will bring it sometimes underneath the eye just a little bit so that it's not so stark. But you're really stamping it on, right? Because it needs to have a silhouette. Otherwise it'll just blend in with everything else.
Yeah.
A little bit on the nose also, right where I put all the contour. So like underneath, right there. Sometimes I'll do it out here. And then that I will leave alone until I do the rest of my hair.
Yeah.
The final makeup step, the final, is the cheek contour. So remember how I added some darkness to the corners of my lips to make it look like I'm smiling all the time?
Yeah.
I want to create a shadow where my smile lines are so that I look like I'm constantly in this kind of half smile, and it lifts the cheeks. It's also working with my specific facial proportions, and it's something I do just on a more dimmed down level in my regular makeup. So the same contour palette, except I go for the lighter color because it can look really muddy really fast.
Oh, okay.
So the not this light one, but the center color, the gray one. So I'll do the same thing and I'll smile. And I look at where the crease happens, which is right here.
Huh.
I'm not sure if it like picks up, but to me it does. So look at this cheek versus this cheek.
Totally.
Yep, okay. Same thing here. I actually have less definition on my right cheek for some reason. The final touch, actually I lied, is I like to bring some shine into the inner corners. Sometimes a light will catch it, which is really nice. So I use this very ancient, it's all rubbed off, Laura Mercier caviar stick.
Yeah.
And I will just put that in the inner corner like this. And I actually don't bother blending it in. That way it shows even more.
Yeah.
And it gives you that like dolly kind of eye effect.
I love the caviar sticks.
Aren't they so nice? They're so easy to use too. But yeah, mine is ancient. So for the long-awaited hair styling, so I'll do a bit of an explanation. So the night before, typically I'll do a partial wet set in that it's mostly styling solution, less water. And that's because water on its own takes a lot of time to dry. You could technically just do it with the water, but I like the setting solution because it also makes it last longer. So when I do my hair, it'll last for about 3 to 4 days if I don't work out, which is nice. And I don't have to touch it at all. I don't have to brush it, no nothing. I typically set it the night before and then I'll take it off usually halfway through the day the next day. Okay, and then I sleep in it like this. Okay.
Comfort.
Yes. Well, I figured it out. There are some nights for sure in the very beginning where I couldn't get my neck to be comfortable. I was like, this is horrible.
Yeah.
But you develop such an appreciation for the way women used to do their hair and all the tricks and tips, and I think there's a sisterhood in it too. I'm sure women used to help each other do their hair. You know, they bond at salons, stuff like that. Stuff that's lost now. I usually do the set with these curlers. They're called rock and rollers. And then typically if I have a good night, okay, this one was coming off, but that's because I have way too much. My hair is technically too long for this style. So back then, women used to get haircuts that were specifically designed to work well with curlers.
Yeah.
But I have a very modern hairstyle. I have layers, and so sometimes it unravels.
Yeah.
But that's why we keep everything in the net. So the net keeps it at least close to your head and makes it comfortable to sleep. So this is where it begins. I simply take everything off. In no particular order too. You just need to snap them off. But we'll
so they
start
clip it
here.
on the ends.
They do clip at the ends, yeah. There are a bunch of different types of stylers, and it looks insane. Like, this is where it starts.
Yeah.
And then the magic happens at the brush out, which does take some time. The interesting thing, too, about vintage hairstyles is you could tell which era, so whether that was the 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s, depending on how curly the style was. So the curlier styles emerged around, like, those were more popular in the 20s. And then when you get to the 50s, you see, like, the Hollywood wave.
Yeah.
And so they became much more relaxed, the curls did. So that's a cool way to track, you know, how old the picture is or the movie, just based on how tight the curls were.
Yeah.
So Shirley Temple was like a 20s, 30s girly. So she would have left it like this. And after we remove all of them, this is our starting base. So it's super tight, super curly. And so the first step is to finger comb your hair with your fingers. So you just want to run through and release some of the curls.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
That's wild.
I have very straight hair, by the way, like the straightest, very typical Asian hair. And this is the only time it ever has any kind of body. It's when I do this much.
If you just leave it at that, you look like 1980s right now.
I do look like I belong in the 80s. But that's not the era we're going for. That is like bang situation too. It's funny.
Wow.
Okay, so this is the part where we do the brush out. So the brush out is the process in which we loosen the curls as much as we can and also start shaping the hair. So it's like a sculpting process. In this process, we use products to help reduce the frizz and also relax the curl a little bit. The reality is the first day of the style will have the most curl. So the product I'm using to start smoothing everything out are two things. So I've got Suavecito pomade.
It smells so good.
Yes, it does. It smells like a sexy man.
Yeah.
Oh, delicious. And then this brand called Verb.
Yes.
Have you used Verb?
Yeah.
Yeah. Their hair oil is awesome.
Yes.
It's super lightweight.
Ghost oil or something like
Yes.
that? Yeah.
The ghost oil. It's great for hair like mine, which is fine. I'll do a little oil first and then I'll brush. Just because I want to make it so that it doesn't frizz as much as possible. That's kind of the one thing you want to try to handle or manage from the beginning, because frizz is hard to tame after it already happens.
Yeah.
And that was definitely a trial and error thing. Like when I first started doing this, I looked crazy for like 6 hours until it relaxed a little bit. So, and that's the advice you'll see online too when you watch pinup curl videos and things like that, is to don't be afraid to play around with it. I have a couple of different combs. I basically start with something wider and then I go with something a lot more dense when I start shaping. So you want to try to minimize damage as much as possible by working in sections and getting all the way down to the root. So it's tough if you have like colored hair or treated hair, because back then they weren't really doing any of that, right?
Yeah.
So they could handle this amount of labor at the hair.
Stress, I guess. Yeah.
And nobody was ever wearing their hair 100% natural either. Like everybody was styling it.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, everybody was styling their hair. So they didn't care about having like, like breakage or having like super glossy straight hair, because no one was wearing it like that.
Yeah.
But as you can see, like when I start to brush it,
it's already,
it's forming, the curls start to form.
Yeah. But even I could tell by the length that it's coming out.
Yeah, like compare this side to this side.
Yeah.
And that's just from managing the frizz with the oil and then starting to comb it out. I'm going to pause here and talk about shaping the hair close to the face, right? So as you can see, they're starting to form these little waves by my face.
Yeah.
This is where you see like BTS of the Met Gala and stuff like that, where they use these duckbill clips.
Yes.
So the reason why they do that is they want to emphasize how the hair is taking shape already. So this is where it's a little random every time, because I don't know exactly how the hair will set or show up once I take the curlers off. But when I see something I like, I want to emphasize that. I'll take this duckbill clip and I'll encourage the shape by putting a clip in it. So that would look like this, like that. So do you see how it made that pop out?
Yeah.
Okay, so I like that shape. I'm gonna keep that. I like all of this. And then later when I go to Hairspray, I'm gonna lock that in.
Yeah. So
that's just a quick thing on the clips. But technically, you don't wanna start doing that until you're happy with the way the bottom of the hair looks. So I'm gonna keep going here.
Yeah.
There's some techniques too, I think it depends on your hair, but something I found that works is if I'm going down like this, you wanna shape the end. So end control is part of what makes the hair silhouette look more put together versus this big poofy thing. So you can change directions of where you're brushing so that they clump together.
Yeah.
And then you can style it like that.
Oh, and it bounces it back up.
Yeah. It's really interesting the way your hair behaves when you do a set. It doesn't act like your normal hair. Yeah, it'll do this like bounce back. And you want to encourage the bounce back because it'll work with you. Actually, before I move on to this side, I'm going to use some pomade so I can show you what it can do for the curls. So the pomade will both relax the curls a little bit, control the frizz. It'll control the frizz, and it will hold the shape for a little longer.
Oh, okay.
So you want to add enough just to do those things without adding too much grease. So I just put a little bit on my fingertips.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be like a swoop.
Not too much. Not for my hair type, at least.
Yeah.
So it'll help also add some gloss. And then now we're going to deal with the beast, which is the swoop. Most of the hair shaping happens there, actually. So when I'm like fussing with my hair before stream, it's usually getting the swoop right, because I feel like that's the most important part. In the meantime, I'm putting a clip here just so that I can lock in that shape because I really like it. So yeah, we're gonna go for this. So the way you brush out this side is a little different from this side in that you want to encourage this sort of like height up here first, right? So instead of brushing down, I'm gonna brush back. And from there you can see where this is gonna form.
Oh!
Yeah. It takes some time to get there, but it should. So it'll do that eventually.
It didn't take that long.
No, because we have all of this still, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's where we want to be. So I know that this is the shape I want to encourage. I'm going to put a clip there and then brush out the rest of it. I can't see. I've also never done this side of my face. I usually do it on the other side, but I figured it would be nice to have more volume on the longer side of my face. So just working with my own facial proportions too. So I'm seeing a lot of frizz down here. So I'm gonna add some pomade now.
Suavecito.
Some suavecito. And then it'll do that nice bounce back. A mistake I was making for a long time is I wasn't brushing out the ends. And I remember thinking like, what's going on? I look like a poodle, it's been hours. And then I realized it's because I wasn't running the comb all the way through. So just make sure you're going all the way through. So yeah, this is the part of the hair process that will take the longest, so.
Teasing.
Just a little bit, because I noticed when I pulled it out of the curlers, I didn't have enough volume here like I thought I would. So just a light teasing with a boar bristle brush.
Yeah.
Like, you see this?
This is nice.
Yeah, that's nice. So a lot of this process you'll see is like responding to the way that the hair is shaping itself versus, and something I've learned is trying to force it so hard.
What a difference from like when you first took the curler out.
I know, it's gonna be so dramatic, right? Yeah. Closer. We have to manage all of this, so.
Right, yeah.
This is the hardest part, I find. Sometimes I'll even just commit and the curls that are happening up here, I'll probably just like flatten this and hairspray it so it look like I have a victory curl.
Oh, yeah.
Because tomorrow this hairstyle will be more relaxed naturally, which ends up looking more 1940s-y. You notice how I've intentionally left this part of my head quite flat?
Oh,
and
yeah.
You'll notice that a lot of these like retro styles, you see a lot of masks down here. They did that on purpose because everyone back then was wearing a hat. And so to wear a hat without this getting messed up, you needed this flatter surface. So that was by design. I'm gonna now emphasize the wave I have going on up here.
Yeah.
So based on my face shape, I know I have a round, short face. And so for that reason, I'm gonna make this bump a little higher. If you have a longer face, you would benefit from, or it would balance out your proportions better to have a flatter wave.
Huh, okay.
So I know I want more height, so I'm gonna give myself that by bending this. This is what really makes the hairstyle, I think. This is when people say that they're styling their hair in this era, when they say shaping, this is what it means. Yeah. So,
can you call those clips duck clips?
Yeah, they're called duck clips. There are variations too.
Yeah, so those are called duck clips.
Yeah, these are called duck clips. They're shaped like a duck bill, which is why I think they're named that.
You were saying there's different variations?
Yeah, some of them have plastic tips. These are just the ones that I have, and they seem to work out pretty well. Yeah. Okay, so I like this shape. I want a slight swoop around the area of my eye to add, like using the hair as a tool to help frame the composition that is your face, right? Like where do you want most of the attention to go? I want to remove the attention from my forehead and direct the eye towards my eye, because that's where we had spent so much time, right?
Right, exactly.
Doing all that eye makeup. So I'm gonna put this right there and lift the hair so that it has this kind of poof.
Right.
And then do that around your head. So ideally you have someone to help you do your hair. If you have a friend, a lover who loves you.
Who understands.
Who understands.
Yeah.
Who wants to see you thrive, you ask them. But if you're like me and it's just you, you do your best. This is pretty much the last step. It's hairspray and not too much. Yes, and my face protector.
That's so cool.
Yeah. This thing is funny. So a little backstory I was telling Christine is when I first started styling my hair like this, I noticed I was breaking out wherever I was spraying. So a lot on my cheeks, especially around my forehead. So this prevents me from spraying my face.
Yeah.
I would actually, if I could repurchase this, I would get a clear one so you can see.
You see through it.
Yeah, I know. That was a low IQ moment. So get a clear one. So I'm using a flexible hairspray. This is by Living Proof. It's called the Flex Hairspray. It's nice because I like the smell. It doesn't make me feel gross. And it allows the hair to move. It doesn't make it crispy. I do not like crunchy hair. So for this side, I want to get under the swoop a little bit like this so I can protect my face. Okay. And then just spray that. I actually like it on the second day best.
Yeah.
Because the curls relax and it looks more wavy. And I can bear to go outside. The last thing I do is I fix my hairline. This is not a necessary step. I just think it makes a difference when I see it on stream. So take a dark eyeshadow. You can take two also if you, depending on how intensely you want to shade it and make it look natural.
Yeah.
For me, two is fine. And then I take a brush that is more dense, less fluffy, because I want to form a very specific shape. Pure Raw Beauty and Christy is a collaboration. It's double-sided, so this side has more neutral colors. This side has like really bright ones, so if you go to festivals and stuff like that.
You haven't touched that side.
No, clearly not. Clearly not, but if I wanted to, I could.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of eyeshadow. It just doesn't work for my eye shape. So I don't typically use too much eyeshadow, but this is great for travel too. So when I go to Outside Lands next month, I'm going to bring this palette with me. Two colors here. I'm going to use this one called B, and then You're Not My Real Dad, which is like more purple tone. This matches my hair pretty well. Okay, so looking at my hairline, I want to emphasize my widow's peak. Okay. I think it's a really romantic shape. Yeah. It kind of makes it look like your forehead is in the shape of a heart. So I want to emphasize that. and bring that out a little bit. So very lightly, I'm gonna go in here and just bring that out. And honestly, anywhere else you feel like you have sparse hair, like I filled in a little bit of my baby's hairs because again, it's about the silhouette.
Yeah.
A little bit under the curl too to make it look like it's large. This is pretty much the final look, so I'll remove this clip. The last step ends up being dress and accessories, so we can do that next and then we're done. So today I'll go with something less floral because I already have florals on my robe, but sometimes I'll put flowers in my hair, sometimes it's just jewelry, and then I have some star hair accessories that I'll put in here too. Yeah.
Cute. Okay.
Okay, so we'll start with the necklace. I know that I want to put some stars in my hair, so I'm going to bring the theme to the jewelry area. Yeah. So I'm going to wear the star necklace on my neck. I think I got it at a flea market a long time ago, and it just happened to work. So yeah, I'm going to put that on. Usually like a dangly type of earring. So I think these are really pretty.
Yeah.
And they look very Art Deco.
Right, exactly.
So these ones I just got actually, so they're brand new. So now that I have my earrings on and my necklace, the final touch for accessories is hair pieces. So I have a couple.
Well, can you hold it higher up? Yeah.
I have a couple. I have some flowers. I even have some dragonflies, which are, oh no, I do. I have these dragonflies, which are really cute. But today I want to go with the star theme. So I have a couple of clips. I don't have to worry so much about it being super secure, although I could secure it further with bobby pins if I really needed to.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
And there it is. Okay, so that was the final look. That was the full look. If you love video games, if you love streaming, if you love the 1940s, I would love to have you on my stream or come visit me in the stream. So my username on Twitch is MsMoxieLee's. You can find me on Wednesday nights, and it's a really good time. So yeah, I would love if I could see you there.